It's no news to anyone that the market has changed and continues to change. But what is news to me is the phone calls I'm starting to get from sellers. Now, most of them are people I know, but why are they calling? They're calling because they're saying, my house isn't being shown. Not only am I not getting the multiple offers, people aren't even coming by to look at it, and I need to sell my home quick. Well, in case you didn't know, there's some things you can do to set your listing apart to get more eyes on your property and get those offers coming in. So, to understand what you can do, you first need to have a better understanding of what's happening in the marketplace. So let's take a look at what's happened since the first of the year. At the beginning of the year, rates were slightly over 3%. Now they're running 7 and a little over 7. Ouch, that really hurts. For every 0.5% in increase in interest, that's a 5% increase in payment. That's a lot of increases that have happened over the last 12 months. And some of it has happened more recently, which of course is why suddenly the listings have slowed down. There's not as many eyes on the property because there's not as many people that can afford the higher interest rates. So what does this mean to you as the seller? Well, it means if you need to sell your property fast, you need to have an understanding of the buyer's situation and what can bring more buyers to your listing. So the biggest problem, as I mentioned, is that interest rates have gone up, causing the buyers to have more and more increases in their monthly payment. Now, if you as a seller can help that buyer by getting their interest rate down, well, then they qualify for more and feel better with the monthly payment. How can you do that, you might ask? Basically by offering to contribute to the buyer's costs. A contribution to the buyer's cost can help the buyer, number one, that simply is just having trouble coming up with the total cash to close, or buyer number two, that's having trouble with the interest rate. What does that look like for you? Well, basically, you're just offering a percentage off of your sales price. But here's what it looks like for the buyer. And this is huge. What it means for the buyer is they may be able to get a much lower interest rate, which will help not only with their qualification, but basically how they feel about that monthly payment, where their comfort level is. It may be able to offer that buyer an adjustable rate mortgage that they might not have been able to fit into with the cash that they had before. That adjustable rate then gives them that much lower payment. Or a third option would be that it can offer them a program that we call a 2-1 buy down. And what does that look like? That offers the buyer a 2% lower interest rate the first year, 1% the second year, and the third year the rate goes to the note rate at the time that you got the loan. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, well, why is that important? I don't get it. The rate's eventually going to end up where it's at. The main reason that's important is because as lenders, we happen to know that those interest rates are not going to stay that high for that long. As soon as we get this inflation under control, you will see rates start to come down. So our situation right now as lenders is we're trying to fit people into property right now where they know they can refinance a year, 2 years down the line and get the better interest rate that they feel more comfortable with. So you can set yourself apart by just making that one little adjustment to your listing and offering to help the buyer in their situation. So the first thing I tell you is make sure you're dealing with a professional realtor because they understand all of this and they can help walk you through it as well. And then secondly, be able to put yourself in the shoes of the buyers and be able to offer them more options by offering to pay some of their cost. If you'd like more information on this, please feel free to reach out to me. We want to help everyone get their home sold and get into the home of their dreams.